Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the horoscope for the month of June 2021. So starting off here on the 1st of June, Mars will shift into the sign of Cancer. Now Mars is debilitated in Cancer, so this will be a very challenging transit, and we'll talk more about this in a future video. Mars, remember, is a soldier, a warrior. It wants to go out and take action and get things done. Cancer is connected to the home, the mother, our comfort, our nourishment. So Mars is very uncomfortable here in the sign of Cancer. Now we'll also see Mercury come into a combustion here at the beginning of June as well. Remember that Mercury is in a retrograde, so it will shift back to meet up with the Sun. On the 10th of June, we will have a solar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. This will be towards the end of Taurus, and we'll talk more about that in a future video. This is a part of this big eclipse season. If you have not already checked out that video on the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio, make sure to check that out. I will leave a link above and down below in the description. On the 14th of June, the Sun will shift into the sign of Gemini. So this will push us into a new consciousness, a new seasonal shift here as the Sun moves into Gemini. Our focus shifting from this more relaxed and friendly sign of Taurus into this very curious and mentally active sign of Gemini. On the 20th, Jupiter will shift into retrograde. So once again, we're here in this eclipse season, in this retrograde season, where there's lots of changes, lots of internal work to do. And this is a lot that we will talk about here in this month of June with all of this happening. Of course, this will all take us into November and October when these retrogrades will start to clear up and we will move out of this eclipse zone. On the 22nd, Venus will shift into the sign of Cancer. This will be a tricky position as the Moon and Venus are not the most friendly of planets. And lastly, here on the 25th, for those of you who are following those 3 extra planets, our transpersonal planets, Neptune will station retrograde. So we have a lot going on here as we're moving into the summer with all of these eclipses and retrogrades, where there's a lot of internal work to do moving forward. So let's talk about how this tricky month of June will affect each of you according to your moon sign or your ascendant sign. And once again, I want to bring this to all of your awareness that I am not using the tropical zodiac. So the tropical zodiac is typically used in Western tropical astrology, where it is according to the seasonal points and where the stars were positioned hundreds of thousands of years ago. I am using the sidereal zodiac, which is based upon where the stars are positioned right now in the sky. So this is according to the correct position of the stars, and this is coming from those fixed stars as well that sit behind the constellations. And along with that, I am using jyotisha or Vedic astrology, which is coming directly from the scriptures. So this is going to be according to your moon sign, not your sun sign. The moon sign is very, very important as it is the indicator of your mind. So all of your behavior, all of your patterns and cycles that you go through in life are all being filtered through the moon sign, because this is how your mind is functioning, your psyche, your state of mind. So this is very important in terms of looking at horoscopes. I also add in that ascendant because that is the point from which your soul made contact here with its life on earth. So that ascendant is mapping out the foundation of your entire life. It is the lesson, the experience of why you have come into this existence. So I do recommend that you always look at your horoscope according to your ascendant or your moon sign, not your sun sign. For those of you with a Capricorn moon or Capricorn ascendant, we will be starting off the month of June with Mars shifting into your 7th house of Cancer. This is a very difficult position. Mars will be debilitated here in Cancer, also in your 7th house, which is a very difficult placement, and Mars not being such a friend to your ruler, Saturn. And so this is a difficult transit where you can run into a lot of conflicts, a lot of debates, a lot of issues surrounded in your relationships. Mars controlling your 4th house of Aries, and with Mars also controlling your 11th house of Scorpio. This is a very interesting time where anything involving other people and receiving gains through others in your career and in your relationships can suffer. You want to make sure that everything is on solid ground with that 4th house Aries, where some of you can come across as aggressive and overly ambitious in your desires, in your goals, your achievements. There needs to be some diplomacy, some ability to come to a fair place and agreement in these areas. We will also see Mercury come into a combustion as Mercury is cradling in between Gemini and Taurus in this retrograde. So this will be a Mercury combustion happening in your 6th house of Gemini, where this is a huge area of focus in terms of your work and responsibilities. Gemini controlling that 6th house is a bit difficult there, but we also have Virgo controlling your 9th house, which is a very fortunate house. So Mercury is a very fortunate planet for those of you with a Capricorn moon, Capricorn ascendant. This is a great time for anything that you want to explore, any projects that you want to work on at this time. This is giving you a tremendous amount of focus and attention to detail in these areas. And with Mercury retrograde in the 6th house, you do want to be cautious of reading over the fine print, making sure that all the details are looked over. But once again, this is a great time for anything involving education, anything involving learning a new subject, picking up a new skill. You have tremendous amount of energy in this area and mental agility to focus on these things in great depth and great detail. On June 10th, there will be a solar eclipse in Taurus in your 5th house. This is a great time to work on a new project. Once again, you have a lot of mental agility, a lot of great skills and creativity at this time to work with. So a great time to use your resources, to use your skills, as many of you are very calculated with that 2nd and 1st house activation of your ruler Saturn. Putting together your skills, your efforts to work towards some of your goals and dreams at this time is huge. That solar eclipse opening up a brand new opportunity and experience for you to embark on. And remember that a solar eclipse is a time of taking a leap of faith. And we'll talk more about that in the future. But this could be a good time for gambling. This could be a good time for taking bets, anything in this area, as this is a very speculated house. Now, on the 14th of June, the sun will shift into Gemini in your 6th house. Once again, huge focus that is centered around your work and responsibilities. This is a bit difficult as the sun is controlling your 8th house. You can run into some issues and conflicts, again, surrounded around other people and working in teams. At this time, you want to make sure that everything is addressed. Your confidence, your self-esteem is huge with the sun controlling that 8th house. For those of you who have very low self-esteem or in a place of doubt, this can really run up some issues in your career, in your finances, in your relationships. So you want to pay close attention to your self-esteem, making sure that you are confident and self-assured in the task and responsibilities that you are taking on at this time. We will also see Jupiter stationed retrograde on the 20th of June, along with Neptune stationing retrograde on the 25th of June. So these will retrograde together in your second house. This is a huge time of focusing in on your responsibilities. Once again, Jupiter and Neptune trying to give you a different perspective on how things should be organized and managed at this time. This can also bring up some issues and responsibilities centered around your belief systems and the values that you grew up with in your early upbringing. So some of your values and beliefs can be challenged at this time, especially with Jupiter controlling your 12th house back there with Sagittarius. This is a huge time where you want to pay close attention to all of these areas centered around your beliefs and communication being highlighted with Pisces controlling that third house as well. So once again, arguments, difficulties, challenges can come up in terms of your beliefs, in terms of your self-assurance. You want to be careful in this area that you're coming to a diplomatic place and that you're sticking to your values and remaining confident in yourself. We will also see Venus shift into your 7th house there on the 22nd of June. This should help to pacify that effect of Mars there in that 7th house. Venus being a very beneficial planet as it controls your 5th house. This is a great area in terms of people accepting your views a little bit more and you being a little bit more pleasant to be around in your career, especially as Venus is controlling your 10th house of status and public image. This is huge where you can receive some popularity. There can be a little bit more of diplomacy and peace and understanding as Venus shifts into this arena. So this has been your June 2021 horoscope for Capricorn moon or Capricorn ascendant. I want to thank you all so much for joining. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new content. Once again, we have a lot to talk about with these retrogrades and this ongoing eclipse season. So make sure to hit that notification bell to stay tuned. If you would like to learn more on Vedic astrology, I do have a course available in the Facebook group Astrology Lessons with Daquan Jones. There is a link down below in the description along with the comments. I hope you all have a great day and I will see you in the next video.